Hi, and welcome to the thumbnailing and penciling of comic number 5. Hi, my name is Luis Escobar. I'm a storyboard artist on the Simpsons television show. I've been working on the show for over 25 years now, and I'm here to empower you. So, this comic is having learned from the last one about making sure that I'm going to be planning the values in the right way before I actually add some of the color. Then now you're going to see me actually apply all that I learned from the last one, which was a bit of a disaster, and it was really difficult to finish. So this time around, I learned from that, and you'll see me using reference and things like that. So without further ado, let's get to it. So as I usually do, I start off by doing thumbnails based off of a script. I'm not sure if the script is here visible on the screen here. I think it's a little bit too far below but there it is. There's the script. So I start roughing things out. I start thumbnailing ideas out for shots. And in this case, I kind of changed the script around. I didn't like some of what I had written. I thought it needed a little bit more setup, and so I changed some of what I was going to do. And now it's time to start putting in some of my roughs, as in as placeholders for what I'm going to do for each page. So I took the thumbnails and I plugged them in to their appropriate panels, and then or appropriate pages, and then I kind of placed them in the generally where I was gonna draw them. And now I'm putting in the character. So what I do is I drag in my model sheets for each character, and I place them in the general area where I'm going to draw them. And I do that so that I could get the proportions of the characters down right away, so I don't have to worry about trying to get the proportions right. That way I can be consistent with the size of the characters, and it's a good quick jump start, so that I don't have to fight that part of the process. And I also put in because I had the rough already, I put in a very rough version of the perspective, and I gridded it out so that I didn't have to worry about the program taking away the grid, so I could have a general idea as to what I was going to draw. And as you just saw me draw the hand there, I had a photo of hands holding in the position that I kind of wanted, so that I could get a more accurate pose. I could get the hands to look more natural. In this here, I actually increased the size of the character, moved him up, and hanging him on the horizon line. The horizon line is right on his crotch, so I moved him higher, and then that's how I created the backside of the character. From this point on, I am drawing using the perspective tool, putting in all the details for the window. So I think that I overdid the extremity of the perspective, so you just saw me cut and adjust the window, the mirror I should say, so that it worked a little bit better. And here I'm using reference for a desk, so that I could at least get a desk that looks like something from the real world. And once again, I took the model sheet and I put the model right where I needed the character to be, and now this version of the character needs to be put in and drawn. And so it's a similar process as before, only now because she is a little bit smaller, and the clothes don't quite fit as well. Now I got to make sure that it's a little bit baggier. One thing that I noticed, and I will fix later, is that his pants are kind of tight. He's kind of got tight pants, which means that when he turns into a woman, the pants wouldn't get baggy. They would get tighter because his legs would be a little bit well, thicker. So here this part kind of gave me a little bit of trouble. I actually went back and kind of ignored it for a bit because it was kind of bothering me. And then I went back and I fixed it here. And one of the things that I did was I took a photograph of myself holding something like the character was, so that I could more accurately draw the hands. One of the things that I always recommend people is to pose it out. If you're drawing people, a lot of the times it helps. Which is why figure drawing and observational drawing is really important, because sometimes you're going to want to use reference, like I did there with the hands. And hands are extremely important. It's what separates good artists from bad artists, is how well the hands are drawn. And I made an adjustment on the mirror because it seemed extremely long, and compared to the other drawing in the first panel, it just seemed like it was extremely long and it didn't feel natural. And here's the final drawings, again drawing from reference, the hands, making sure that the hands are accurate. This is what it would look like if you know, that sort of thing. And it doesn't, everybody basically has a smartphone now. Everybody's walking around with a camera. There's really no excuse for you not just to really quickly just take a picture of your hand in the right position. Final panel, no background necessary, but notice I still put a grid, and that is so that I could have a general idea as to the space and the plane that she is on. At the same time, I want to know exactly where the camera was. And that's it. That's it for this drawing, this particular comic strip. There were challenges in it, and if you notice in all of these videos, it seems in a way that the process is kind of repetitive, right? You know that I do the thumbnails. You know that the process is the same every single time. What's different is the content and how the challenges of the story and what is being said and how best to portray it. And that in the end is what makes it different. It's not the process, but the challenge always comes with how to tell the story and how to tell the gag in a specific way that's clear and it makes sense. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you next time. All right, bye.